All right, welcome back to Soul Spot Tarot. So we already gave you the Yap session. That's that channeled message, pretty much. And we're going to be. Today's going to be a day of understanding what you can do, understanding what you can plant, understanding what you can let go of, and what you can help yourself achieve. So let us get one card. And let's get a one card pull to see how that energy is going to be concentrated in your life. This essentially is our reference point for the week. Every single day, this is our objective thing that we're going to be trying to do in this subjective world, which means everybody's going to change how they do it, but it's just a version point two. It's just some point something outside of the objection. The objection to you, the thing that always counter you, the perfection, the idea of something being so stagnant that it never changes because every time you look, it changes. And that is you trying things to reference that objectivity. And as we do these things, we're going to have a point to where we can see all things. This is our one card pull. This is what we're going to do today. And with that being said, let's see what energies we got. All right. What's our one card pull overall energy for the day? So everything that you do today is going to be based upon your the hardware mechanisms is instinct. So no matter what pop up, we're about to see that the only way to use this card and to do this card is to follow your instinct. So, in other words, you got to listen to a part of you would have listened to. You got to go and be your own objection, be your own objectivity, be your own roadblock to parts of you that want to continue on a certain way. Doesn't matter which way, follow your instincts though. But towards what? Unveiling the fog. I love this picture. I love this picture. Damn, I love this picture. This right here is great because when you are fogged up, you feel foggy. And that means people can feel foggy in different ways. Sometimes they'll go smoke a cig, sometimes they'll go smoke a bowl or a blunt, sometimes they'll go smoke some crack or some bass or do some heroin or fucking drink some alcohol or drink a bunch of kinds of alcohol or drink just beer or wine. But then they might not do none of that. And then they might go eat ice cream and candy or cookies or chips or bunch of processed foods, or we can keep going. Let's not talk about food anymore. Let's get into, they might go put on a bunch of makeup. They might go criticize, window shop, judge people, or they might go over here and start being overly nice, too helpful, um, too much of a people pleaser. Yeah, they might be too much in people's energies. It's lots of places where this fogginess can be presented in people's lives. And even if you are one, which most of us are, we can categorize ourselves as a workaholic, some of us work just the same way as we see people who go to work on certain aspects within themselves that are keeping them foggy, like the gym. So many people in the gym are foggy. Even though they're going there to clear their mind and their energies and ground themselves and build mental health, you're not building anything if you're not deleting things. The gym only lets you output energy. There's certain areas in the gym that let you input energy in the way of clearing. These are like your classes, your dance classes, which has more communication and unification and community. So you're sharing other people's energies. But if you go in there and you put your headphones on and you got nothing but your music and your thoughts and your weights and your exercise and your routine, all you're going to do is just contain that within that same loop because there's no way to get it out of you. Maybe you talk to the one homie or two, that you go to the gym and see. That helps you out a little bit, but that's just like having any other friend. So that singularity in the output, again, it's the foggy. To be unfoggy and to be more understanding of how you understand is to follow your instincts into trying something new. Do something different from what you normally would do. The key is you want to do more things that you normally don't do all at once. Be completely the same person, just trying something new. Go to the Subway again and change up your sandwich. Go get your fucking your workout in, but now only have one headphone on. Like, just listen to the different sounds. Maybe don't take no headphones, listen to the gym music and watch the TV now. Go to the movie area. Go do something. Go take a class. I want you to try something new. Go to the job today and then say something like, man, I really, really like this place. I like working with these people, and find a reason. Even if you don't like this employee, I like this employee because he shows me what I don't like in this world. Fuck that nigga. That's a good thing. And again, it's objectively pleasing because once you remove that barrier, that fogginess, you'll be able to start to see qualities of these people that you can admire. But you probably already see them in this person. They don't see it in themselves, which is why they be a bitch to you. But they see some qualities in you. And then guess what? They don't believe in doing the same thing I just described, admiring you. So they hate. That's what we want to change. We don't have to understand hate as just simply hate. You can replace that into the right category once you have the vision to see. So unveil the fog by adding some heat, some movement. The sun has to come out here. The sun will come out tomorrow, but we can bring the sun out anytime because it's inside of us. We got the light too. We're stardust, right? Again, if you concentrate that stardust or that star ingredients together, you can cut on. If not, you'll just be what we call the planet Jupiter, bringing abundance and luxuries, but it doesn't sustain a life. It's just an assistant. So go use other people's lives as the sustainer to your own. Unveil the things that you did not know. Because again, we always don't know. Always. So you can create the story for your own self by telling it what it is. Placing yourself in a situation where you know what you're gaining, which is an opportunity for you to express some kindness, some love, some understanding. Once you can do that for yourself, boom, next thing you know, you're revealing the things that stop you. You're revealing the things that don't help you move forward. You're revealing the things that you used to be like. You're revealing the things that you don't want to be like any further. You're getting a chance to grow and change. So, let's see what this card say, then we'll get out of here. Fog is simply a low cloud, a blanket of water crystals that hasn't gained the density of raindrops. The thicker it is, the more it shrouds us in its damp and billowy arms. It can be so thick that it makes nearly impossible it makes it nearly impossible to see directly in front of us. During those times, silence makes its own sound. As we pause and allow ourselves to be enveloped in this shroud of impenetrable density, we may even feel as if we can do nothing but be still and await what is to be revealed. Yet, even within the thickest fog, we can be assured that it will eventually burn off as the sun's rays infiltrate the veil. Once they do so, we can anticipate how the light and warmth will bring us welcome relief from the cold. As the sun continues to disperse the fog, our surroundings become illuminated, and we have the opportunity to continue onward. Before I tell you what their interpretation is of how this applied, I want to give you a story about me. In my own story, there's one thing that I'm very, very comfortable with, and that's something I think that I've been slowly learning what was the cause to why it was difficult for my parents to raise me. I don't think my parents understood their power that I saw in them, their potential, all the love and their awesomeness, but I know they saw it within me. But I didn't raise me. I didn't carry me. I didn't have me. They did. So I don't know if I'm aware of myself now and how I am and my gifts and my depths, how am I supposed to understand how they felt when they were looking at these things, but from a baby to a toddler, from an infant to a toddler to a young child growing up? Like, they are seeing the things that I'm now privy to, but they've been seeing it for way longer. Who They were seeing it when I didn't have many objections in the world. They didn't get a chance to see that, so it was more pure then too. My thing is that the reason why I tell that story is I'm okay being independent, but that independence is not on my axis of life. So I objectively need to see how can I connect and be dependent upon people, interdependent of people, and independent of people. Because all three of those things objectively go hand in hand. This is what I'm trying to show you by you taking a change in your attitude, in your approach, in your emotions, in your projections. When you change one thing, you'll automatically change two other things that go along with it, which is why you got to trust in your instincts. Trust your instincts, and then you can apply how you feel and how you think to situations. But if you feel about a situation first, if you just feel about it, guess what? Then you gotta follow your instincts based upon what you think. And you might not have all the brain capacity to think in the right way. You might not have all the knowledge or the information. You might not know. So you'll reach a limit. The opposite side, if you follow your emotion or your brain, you can only base upon your instincts and your emotions. And so your emotions will take you to the stratosphere and beyond. So if you're following your instincts, you might be feel like you have the instinct to go the wrong way based upon the wrong feeling for a long ass time. Foggy. The best way for us right now is to follow our instincts so we can follow the instincts that will be utilized with what we know and how we feel. And then that creates a new scenario because what we know and how we feel can exchange. And then they can also be what we call a knot. I don't know how I feel. I don't know what I'm thinking. 3. So because of this threefold aspect, we got to start to see that when we unveil one thing, we unveil two, but we can get a third if we know how to move in between them. So connecting is what I need to do. Connection. I'm quite connected with myself, but I need to start trying to see those connections outside of myself. And I realized that a lot of the people who I used to connect with were things outside of myself that were negatively projected. So I would bond with people over like, partying, drinking, and smoking and shit like that, right? The negativities. I didn't really have as much connection to those people on the positive end, like, just humanitarianism, just giving back to the community, service. But the cool thing about it is I started to realize how the things that I were doing on both sides didn't change. It was just me. So when I unveiled that fogginess, I realized that I liked some of the things that I do with these friends when I do the dark shit with, and I like those things when I'm not with them. So I just like those things. So I started doing some of those things that I liked with my light friends. And now the light friends over here are doing things that I just find interesting, and they just think it's a part of me. But then I realizing it came from a place where I used to do this shit with people of the dark. Same thing on the flip side. I used to do a lot of the light things, and then I will transfer that over to the dark side. So instead of just drinking and partying, I would drink, party, and then go like take a hike or play some sports or some shit. So now I'm getting some light production in a dark space under a dark pretense. We're drinking or, we're smoking or something. So when I revealed the fog, I realized that it's just a dipole. And I think this is really what it's talking about by trusting the faith that the fog will be unveiled through the warmth and through the light. It's two different things. So as you start to feel the warmth, again, when you do something new and you feel good about it, or you feel warm about it, or you feel hot or angry about it, it's still the feeling. And then when you have the light, you can see. So you can see what makes you feel this way. And that's what I'm recommending us to do today. Here is the book's interpretation. Page 66. You are enmeshed in confusion and uncertainty and are unsure if it would ever clear up. This is not the best time to make decisions, particularly any major decisions. Know that this foggy veil will eventually dissolve. Although they may be ways you are unconsciously contributing to this state, the greater truth is that this is simply a cycle you are moving through. And like all things, this too shall pass. So, as we take the time to allow these new things to show up as old things but in new ways, we're practicing letting the old things pop up in new places and try to bring new things to new situations, but you're old. So we can let these new activities bring up the old and then pass us by because we know that the energy output, let's say of the gym or me painting or creating some eye-catching art, we can start to really unveil ourselves. And as that self unveils, we can process it and we can understand it in a different way because we're moving differently, but it's bringing up the same trigger or situation. Now we must approach it differently because, again, I'm not going to tell the coworker that I don't like you. I'm going to express the things that I do like and appreciate genuinely. So if this person speaks multiple languages, tell them that you like that because you desire to speak multiple languages instead of being jealous that this person speaks multiple languages or resenting that or, resisting that. No. Immerse yourself in the opportunity to be confused so you can see what it looks like to not be confused, even if it's coming from a person you don't even like. But that's what it will look like. Look at their behaviors when they're not talking to you because it just might be you. And if they're treating other people the same way, then it might be them. But if they're treating people differently, you can see how those energies of being bilingual, multilingual, how those actually influence other people. So you're getting data. You're getting the light. It's being unveiled. So even though your feelings make you not like this person, you like the skills that you can see, but you don't like the feeling that you have when you see these skills. So if you take a step back and then you watch that person, again, you get to change the light, change what you see because you're farther away. You still don't like them, but they're not interacting with you, which is causing you not to like them. They're interacting with somebody else and they're showing a whole different interaction. You're getting a good, warm feeling when they're interacting with somebody else. So as they're interacting with somebody else, you get a chance to change what you see by changing how you feel about what you see. Unveiled. So we'll get a couple of more clarity cards, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.